Now it's time to break it.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Oh, thank you. To the SplitScreeners Sports Edition. Dun, dun, dun. My name is Vince. Joined as always by my co-host, Gavin. Hey. Aaron.
Yo.
And Zach.
Yeah.
We're going to be going over a ton today. We just got the NFL draft done and over with yesterday. We've got the NBA playoffs going off, the NHL playoffs starting tomorrow. We got NASCAR tomorrow. We got the Kentucky Derby next Saturday. It's going to be... Oh, and we got wrestling next weekend. So we'll make our predictions on that. So let's hop right into it. Before we get into it, like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell, turn on notifications. We are dropping episodes almost daily. So go ahead and turn on notifications and stay tuned. We got a bunch of stuff. So new thing that I wanted to start, just to start off each episode. This week in sports history, I thought I'd hit a couple birthdays, maybe a couple big pieces of news that's happened in sports history. So for this week, tomorrow, May 2nd, we have a couple birthdays. Dwayne The Rock Johnson turns 50.
Yeah, best actor in the world.
David Beckham turns 47. Paul George, the Clippers, turns 32. Kyle Busch, my NASCAR driver, turns 37. And Pat McAfee of the Pat McAfee Show, also punter for the Indianapolis Colts back in the day. Also, pretty damn good wrestler, 35 years old. May 3rd would have been Dwayne Haskins' birthday, R.I.P. Dwayne Haskins. May 4th, Victor Oladipo turns 30, and Rory McIlroy turns 33. May 6th, Chris Paul turns 37, Jose Altuve turns 32, and then May 7th, we have Kevin Owens, WWE 38, and Alex Smith, retired NFL quarterback, also turns 38. May 2nd, 1999, as far as back in the past, John Elway retired from the NFL after winning his second consecutive Super Bowl for the greatest NFL franchise on the fucking planet, the Denver Broncos.
Biased opinion. Debatable.
May 4th, 1869. I only put this down because this is wild. The Cincinnati Red Stockings, which are now the Cincinnati Reds, play their first official baseball game, a win against the Great Western Baseball Club, 45-9.
Oh. They just brutalized them. First game ever, and I've watched baseball for a long time. I've never seen 45 runs scored in a single baseball game. That'd be exciting at least. They were really excited.
That's like watching soccer and like them getting like 28 points.
Yeah.
That'd be
insane.
like they were busting their ass to get that done.
So happy birthday to everybody that I said.
Thanks.
Some cool news there. I think I'm gonna start every sports episode with that.
That is a cool idea.
I might steal it too.
As far as things that are going on, we'll get into the NFL draft at the end. So let's hit some other stuff. We have the Kentucky Derby coming up. Figured we could each pick our horse. I'll give you some horse names. Keep them in mind. Whichever one you want to go with, keep in mind. I'll take it from you at the end. Known Agenda. He's got the best odds. Like the King. Brooklyn Strong. Keep Me in Mind. Sainthood. Oh Bezos. Mandaloon. Medina Spirit. Hot Rod Charlie. Sorry. Midnight Bourbon. Dynamic One. Helium. Hidden Stash. Essential Quality. Rock Your World. King Fury. Highly Motivated. Super Stock. Soup and Sandwich. And Bourbonic. Any of those names pop out at you as a...
Bourbonic. The bubonic plague.
I think I'll take soup and sandwich.
That seems like a real
Damn
it!
Good soup.
Good soup. Bourbonic for Gavin. Aaron, soup and sandwich.
Mandaloon.
There was no
Exactly.
Mr. Ed, so soup and sandwich.
See, I thought you were going to take Mandaloon for a second there. So I'm like,
I
all
was
right.
until I heard soup and sandwich.
But I was like, all right, I'll keep you in mind. Or keep me in mind. And then he sat down. Instantly my mind went, good soup. Good soup.
I am going to go with King Fury.
Come Fury.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That movie might be coming out this year.
Hopefully.
It's supposed to be this holiday.
Like I said, usually when we record on Sunday, NASCAR's already happened. They usually happen on Sundays. I don't know what's going on this week. But this week we do have the Dover Duramax Dryden 400 presented by Reliadine.
What the? Absolute.
Actually, I don't know if that's today.
Bum, bum, bum.
Saturday, May 1st, 2023.
Oh, that is today.
That is today.
It's over.
What the fuck?
Way
It's
to be
at
behind.
tomorrow.
Well,
Son of a bitch.
so we've got results for that match.
Yeah,
that race.
Let me get it pulled up here. I have it on my phone. I really thought it said May 2nd.
Nope.
It says May 2nd right there.
You typed it in wrong.
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
They're a day ahead. It's okay.
Alright, so yes. Let me get the name again. NCS Duramax Dryden 400 Dover, Delaware at the Dover Motor Speedway. Jesus Christ.
These names.
They can't be easy. Winner of the race, Kyle Larson. Congrats to Kyle Larson.
Yeah.
As far as our racers go, we have Kyle Busch in 10th. That's my guy. Brad Keselowski, that's Aaron's guy in 14th. Kevin Harvick, that's Zach's guy in 17th. And Bubba Wallace, that's Gavin's guy.
Where are we at in our overalls with our racers?
I can actually
I'm
give
usually
you
at the last. So.
live standings. So I know that none of you have probably ever really sat down and watched NASCAR.
I used to watch it with my sisters.
I've
So-
never watched the whole thing.
So NASCAR's based on a point system, how you finish in each race. Obviously, if you wreck people, stuff like that, you can lose points. And then towards the end of the year, they'll get into the cup races. So we can go off of points to see who's in first. Kyle Busch is in 4th currently with 312 points. That's my guy.
What a cheater.
Kevin Harvick is in 11th, 252 points. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Brad Keselowski is in 29th with 132 points.
Where's my guy?
29th place. What a sucker. And Bubba Wallace, Gavin's guy, is in
Somebody's closer.
21st place with 193 points. So, yeah, like I said, it's a long way away. They race basically every weekend. And I think the Cup Series starts in September or October. So, still a while away from
The Piston Cup.
exactly. NHL playoffs are starting tomorrow, May 2nd. So we do have some matchups again, just like basketball. If you like a team, you can keep track of them. If not, that's okay. Florida Panthers versus the Washington Capitals. The Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Carolina Hurricanes versus the Boston Bruins. The New York Rangers versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. That's in the Eastern Conference. Western Conference, we got the Calgary Flames versus the Dallas Stars. Edmonton Oilers versus the Los Angeles Kings. The Colorado Avalanche versus the Nashville Predators. And the Minnesota Wild versus the St. Louis Blues. Any of those names stick out to you? Somebody you want to
Penguins.
tie your rope, dude? That's kind of who I thought Kevin was going to go with.
He was about to.
Is there any other animals?
Yeah.
Nothing as cool as a penguin.
Penguins,
They're the
Predators,
You took penguins?
Yeah.
Panthers, Bruins.
Panthers. I took the Timberwolves from NBA, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're out.
They're out of here.
NHL.
So whoever, I think you took the Raptors. So no. Yeah, I think you took the Raptors. So that's pick.
I am obviously going with the Colorado Avalanche.
That's who I was gonna get.
Ha! Gavin is going with the Florida Panthers. Aaron, any of those names stick out to you?
I don't know. Let me see them.
Do you want to go up north to Canada?
Canada.
We got some
We got the
Canadian teams.
Torontos.
We got Toronto, Edmonton, Calgary,
What are the teams?
Minnesota, St. Louis, Blues, Wild, Predators, Avalanche, Kings, Oilers, Stars, Flames, Panthers, Capitals, Maple Leafs, Lightning, Hurricanes, Bruins, Rangers, Penguins.
Well, I guess I'll go Canada.
Which one?
Maybe the Maples.
The Maple Leafs?
That's about as Canadian as it gets, eh?
That's true. Toronto Maple Leafs. So we'll see. We'll see if any of our teams make it out of the first round, and then if not, we can pick new ones.
Sorry, I'm just writing down all the teams that I'm trying to follow now.
All right. In the NBA, I know a couple of our teams that we talked about last week have been eliminated, or at least mine has. Does anyone remember who they went for in the NBA playoffs?
Like I said, the Timberwolves.
Okay, the Timberwolves are out.
I'm in.
Do you remember who your team was? Celtics, okay. And I think you are the Heat. So Gavin still has the Heat. So we will keep you on the Miami Heat because they made it into the second round. Miami Heat. Aaron has the Boston Celtics, so he gets to stay around another round because they won. I'll read off the teams for you and me, Zach, because we are out. So the Miami Heat are playing the Philadelphia 76ers. The Milwaukee Bucks are playing the Boston Celtics. The Phoenix Suns are playing the Dallas Mavericks. And the Memphis Grizzlies are playing the Golden State Warriors. Anyone there strike your fancy?
Let's go the Warriors.
Oh, you fucked up.
Probably.
I'm very sad the Nuggets aren't in it, but we're going to come back next year. We're winning it next year for damn sure.
And if not then some other time.
Then the year after that, Aaron. Alright, so you guys took... I'm not rooting for Philadelphia, that's for damn sure. I'm not rooting for Phoenix.
What do you got against Phoenix?
I just don't like the Suns. So I'm going to go... the Milwaukee Bucks. My team's going to be playing Aaron's team.
Oh, you're going down.
Proper. I'm just going to be a curse to every team I root for in the playoffs in the NBA. All right. I think that's the... Oh, WrestleMania. Let's get into WrestleMania Backlash that is happening.
Wrestling.
Oh my God, I went too far.
Could it be any less exciting?
What, WrestleMania Backlash?
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited for this match card.
I don't know. Brock's hurt. Roman's hurt.
Roman is wrestling.
They're all hurt.
Wasn't going to, but he is going to be wrestling. I think that's because originally it was supposed to be the Usos versus RK Bro, and they were going to like unify the tag team titles. And I think that's mainly because they didn't think Roman was going to be able to wrestle. Because this week,
I'm glad he's back in it. I didn't know he was back in it.
And like usual, there will probably be some extra matches added this week. I'll send them out in the group chat so we can get picks on those. So, but we will start with the Bloodline. So the Usos and Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre and RK Bro.
Usos.
You said Drew McIntyre was in this one?
Yeah. So
that's not what I was thinking of. Never mind. Usos. How do you spell that?
You can just put the Bloodline because it's Roman Reigns and the Usos. Okay, so that's a clean sweep. We're all going the Bloodline. I just don't see Rome. I mean, I guess you could have one of the Usos take the pin, but I just don't see that happening. I don't think that they're going to lose. I don't see any of those three losing anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think so.
We also have the SmackDown Women's Championship match, which will be Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey in an I Quit match.
Flair, I guess.
Ronda Rousey.
I mean, Ronda's probably winning, but I hate
Flair.
I hate standing behind her. I just don't like her.
So you want Flair, Zach?
No.
He went Rousey.
Oh, you went Rousey. Aaron went Flair, and Gavin went Flair. I am going to take Ronda Rousey. I thought that it was weird that she lost at the last pay-per-view.
Yeah, that did surprise me.
So I expect her to win at this one since they're fighting.
Especially after beating her one-handed previously.
Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. Again, this is called WrestleMania Backlash, so we're seeing a lot of the... a couple of these same matches that are the same shit we saw last time. So, Rhodes versus Rollins. And I just like Rollins too much to go against him, so I'm going Rollins.
Yeah. I'll go Rollins as well, just because he's...
Gavin?
part of the Shield.
Rhodes
I was
versus
typing
Rollins.
as you said it. I'm not going to race that. Sucks.
What a copycat, Zach.
We're not going to have very many different matches.
AJ Styles versus Edge.
Unless I take
Edge.
losers like, who was it?
AJ Styles versus Edge.
Oh, Edge.
Yeah, so
Fuck AJ.
all three of us going for Edge. He started this new faction. I know that you guys don't watch on a week-to-week basis, but he's starting to get, like, Damian Priest joined up with him. I expect a couple more wrestlers to join up in his little faction.
Damian Priest. Yeah.
Damian Priest, cool as hell.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley versus Omas. Again, the last 4 matches I have announced all happened at WrestleMania, so they're basically repeating.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Omas.
Omas. And I'm also going Omas. Lashley won last time. I don't expect him to win again.
Bobby.
Omas versus Lashley again.
Lashley.
We're split on that one,
Yeah,
2-2. And then Happy Corbin versus Madcap Moss.
Corbin.
Moss.
I'm also going Moss, so me, Gavin, and Aaron. But I could see Corbin winning for sure, just so they can continue the feud. Like I said, this is only 6 matches. I expect there to be probably a couple more, maybe pre-show matches thrown on there. So
The huge.
I will pay attention to that and send them out if we see them. We will get into the NFL. We will get to the draft here in just a moment. That's the big thing. But I did want to bring up one piece of news, and that is that Peyton Manning, because he's just the greatest human to walk the planet of all time. We already talked about one of the best quarterbacks to ever play for the Denver Broncos, so we might as well talk about the other one in Peyton Manning. He started a scholarship in Demarius Thomas's name at Demarius Thomas's alma mater. Jeez, I'm crow. Georgia Tech. So that's just really cool that Demarius Thomas scholarship is now going to be a thing at his old school.
Yeah.
So I just think that's super cool.
Favorite quarterback doing a scholarship for your favorite
Wide receiver.
I was going to be right. Damn it, wide receiver.
Okay, so I don't want to go over obviously everybody's draft results. That would take forever.
I want to know everyone.
So I am going to go through. I'm going to go through every team, but I'll just pick like my favorite guy drafted by every team. Obviously, so I don't have to go through 259 people. Before we get into the actual draft results, we did have 2 really big trades on the first day of the draft. There were a shit ton of trades. It was so hard to keep up with. But the 2 big ones, Philadelphia received A.J. Brown from the Tennessee Titans in exchange for picks 18 and 101. And then the Arizona Cardinals received wide receiver Marquise Brown from the Ravens and pick 100 for pick 23. So 2 of the bigger name receivers in the league, number 1 receivers on both of those teams, are now traded to the Eagles and the Cardinals respectively. That's crazy. I mean, Zach, you were at the draft with us that first night with a couple of our other friends, and this news was insane. All of us were shocked.
Beyond belief.
But, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, this offseason has been one of the most insane things I've ever seen in my entire life. So, we did our mock draft last week. I went over the results before we sat down. I'm not going to obviously go over our mock draft again. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch our last episode. I kind of know, obviously I've been watching the NFL for a long time, mock drafts are very rarely ever correct. So we kind of just had some fun last week. There were some wild picks. Zach took Carson Strong in the draft. He did not end up getting drafted. Gavin took Ty Freifogel, who I knew nothing about. He didn't end up getting drafted.
But he did get picked up.
He did get picked up. So did Carson Strong. But after going over the mock draft results, we did get 2 right. One of them in the wrong spot, but to the right team. That would be Chris Olave. You had him at 19th going to the Saints.
Yep.
He went 11th to the Saints because they traded up for him. I still think that counts. That's genius on your part. The second one, right team, right spot. Also Zach. maybe you should be leading the sports section from now on. After
really
picking all the
sarcastic.
NFL games right last year.
Yeah.
Think it's your turn to take over the mantle. That was Garrett Wilson, wide receiver out of Ohio State.
Join us next week for Zach's picks.
It's gonna be so boring as I sit there frozen. Like, this guy. What's this team?
This is Peyton Manning.
He
used to play
football.
for-
He played good football.
This is Brett Favre. Enough said.
So congrats to Zach. You were the only one to get any picks, right?
Yeah.
This draft was weird, man.
Rifle would have.
I also think that Zach had the most picks, so that probably boosted his odds.
That's true. He did have a lot.
Like I had 4 picks, I think.
I think I had 5.
Good teams.
Um,
Actually, does that mean I picked bad teams?
I don't know what it means.
no.
I think it just means that your team is needed help more.
Yeah, so you had a lot of options.
Um,
You were bound to get a couple.
Yeah, like I said, I thought last week was hilarious, especially when you guys started making a little bit more off the wall picks. Trying to defend those picks for me was fun. But yeah, nice job getting a couple of those right.
Good job, Zach.
This draft was weird, man. I've been watching the NFL draft. I've been going out and watching the NFL draft at least the first round out at like a sports bar since, golly, I don't even know, 2008 probably.
I remember being like very impatient because I've been watching it with you every year for like the last 4 years maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Infinity War and Endgame being very
Yeah.
impatient to go to the next showing, realizing we still had like an hour left.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah, it was kind of
I
nice.
love you guys, but then
I am so glad that Doctor Strange came out next week and not this week, because that always drives me nuts. Because I'm not gonna miss that Marvel opening night, but I also want to watch all the drafts. So yeah, that has been hard with some of these Marvel movies.
I think my favorite part was the weeks before when they'd switched the Avengers movie from first week of May to like April 27th, just so they could have the AIM as the Avenger logo.
Yeah.
And you're like,
You son of a bitch. This draft was weird though, because we only had one quarterback taken in the first round. That was Kenny Pickett from Pitt going to the Steelers.
I think you picked them for the 6th pick for
The Panthers.
Panthers.
Yeah. So I was a little bit off. We also picked, I think, 5 or 6 quarterbacks in the first round.
Yeah.
None of them went outside of Kenny Pickett. The next quarterback didn't go until the 3rd round. That was Malik Willis. I've never seen that since I started watching football. The latest a quarterback's ever been drafted since I started watching was the Buffalo Bills took E.J. Manuel at pick 16. I think that was in 2013. So pick 20 is a wild drop, and then to not have another one until the 3rd round is crazy.
Malik Willis on our draft went 2nd to the Lions.
Yeah. And that was my pick. I also took that one. So yeah, this draft was crazy. I did watch all 3 days. Obviously, it's day 2 and 3 I didn't go out for because day 3 is long. Day 3 starts at 10 in the morning. I was watching that draft until 5 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I came down and checked on you a couple times, and you're just playing your game with the draft on TV next to your head, and I was like, "You're good. You need any food, hon?"
Day 2 is not as bad. It's probably it takes about as long as round 1 does, because obviously each team has less amount of time.
it seems like round 1 is like the most exciting.
Yeah.
Because that's like the big names, like the ones you're gonna hear. Like those are the ones that like people like. I'd imagine the first round is the ones that you're probably gonna see the most like headline.
Yeah,
about.
Exactly, and
even
Fry
Frugal.
High fry He got picked up, but he wasn't drafted.
Yeah, those players in the first round are the ones that you're gonna more than likely see an immediate impact from. Those are gonna be the guys that start day 1 or that you're just waiting to see start. Day 2 and 3, you're still trying to get some impact players, but they're not to that level. So day 1's always that day where even the fans that aren't super fans of football usually like to pay attention to. Obviously, because I'm me and I'm a football nerd, I watched all 259 picks. I didn't even leave the house to like go get food. I had Tori do that for me. So, but yeah, I want to go through each team. I'm just gonna highlight like my favorite player drafted by each team. It'll be real quick.
He says no.
Yeah, that's what I say almost every time I try and do something like this. So we'll start with the Cardinals. They took Colorado State tight end Trey McBride, number 55 overall. Trey McBride, born in a small town in Colorado. First of all, cool. I like that. Played for Colorado State. I'm not a huge Colorado State fan. Still cool. CSU. Was raised by 2 moms. Fucking love that. As someone who was raised by two moms, that's fucking legit. So Trey McBride, if you ever see this, let's do an interview on the podcast. Fucking lit. So that is my favorite pick for the Cardinals. I think he's the best tight end in the draft. I like that he goes to the Cardinals. He gets to line behind Zach Ertz. Atlanta Falcons, and I don't want to try and pick early guys. No first round guys. I think that's a cop-out. So I'm going to try and go with later round picks. The Atlanta Falcons at pick 74 took quarterback Desmond Ritter from Cincinnati. I had Desmond Ritter as my favorite quarterback in this draft. Like I said, quarterbacks went very weird in this draft, so to get him at 74 I think is a steal. He is going to be a good quarterback in this league.
You had him going for Cincinnati, that's what you said.
No, he went to Cincinnati.
Oh.
He got drafted by the Falcons. Who do we have on there? Is he even on there?
Yeah, he's pick 8 on ours.
To the Falcons?
Yeah.
Hey! I was just a couple rounds off. The Baltimore Ravens. My favorite pick, 110 offensive tackle Daniel Fulele out of Minnesota. I think this dude's 6'8", 380 pounds or something. Just a massive, massive human being. He's obviously going to have to slim down in the league or move inside the guard to defend against faster people. So, but yeah, I mean, that size is wild. Buffalo Bills' favorite pick here. We're going to go with San Diego State punter Matt Ariaza at pick 180. They call him the punt god, which I absolutely love. Bombed the 70-something yard punt at the combine. Just an absolute cannon for a leg. He's got to work a little bit on his accuracy, but I like that pick a lot. Carolina Panthers at pick 120 took linebacker Brandon Smith out of Penn State. I like Brandon Smith a lot. I think that he's going to be a good linebacker for the Panthers. This is a team that has a desperate hole there after losing Luke Kuechly a couple years ago to retirement. I like Brandon Smith a lot. I think 120 is great value for him. Chicago Bears. I don't like a lot of my picks.
Here, I'll do it.
Okay.
They got Kyler Gordon.
That was their first pick. I'm trying not to do that.
Oh.
I don't know who they got. At 48 overall, Penn State safety Jaquan Brisker. I think that's right about the range that he should have gone at 48, so I don't think that was a steal by any means. But I think Jaquan Brisker's an immediate day one starter at safety for the Bears. Cincinnati Bengals, I'm going to go with Coastal Carolina edge Jeffrey Gunta at pick 252 overall.
Gunther?
I know that in a lot of mock drafts that I was doing when I was doing stuff like it in my free time, Gunter for me was like a late 6 round pick. So to get him basically at the end of the draft, I think is a good value. Should come in and provide some pass rush expertise. Cleveland Browns. Oklahoma defensive tackle Perrion Winfrey, 108 overall. They need somebody else on the defensive line to pair along with Myles Garrett. I think that Perrion Winfrey should come in and provide meaningful reps for this team from day one. Dallas Cowboys. We're going to go pick 176 LSU linebacker Damone Clark. I don't know if I brought him up in the mock draft episode because I was talking about a lot of people later in the draft. Damone Clark, I think, had like a 7% missed tackle rate, which is crazy. Great run, stopping sideline to sideline linebacker. I don't know about his coverage skills as much, but should be a thumper down in the box for the Cowboys. And to get him at 176, in my opinion, was a steal. I had him going at Denver in a lot of mock drafts at like 115. So Denver Broncos up next. I'm just going to say Denver had an absolute stellar draft. We got a Super Bowl winning quarterback for our first pick, Russell Wilson, because we traded that away. But my favorite pick that Denver made that during draft day, Iowa State defensive tackle Ioma Owuzurike. Trying to make sure I get that right. Pick 116 overall. There was a big hole that Shelby Harris left after getting traded to the Seahawks for Russell Wilson. I think Owuzurike is going to come in and immediately be able to help that transition from Shelby Harris. Detroit Lions had an actually pretty good draft. I like their first 2 picks, but we're not going to talk about those, obviously. So we will go with Illinois safety Kirby Joseph at 97 overall. Kirby Joseph I had was a late second round guy, so to get him basically towards the end of the third round, I think is a steal. This is a team that needs a lot of help at a lot of positions, and I think Kirby Joseph's going to automatically come in and compete for a starting job. The Green Bay Packers. Everybody wanted them to take a receiver in the first round. The Green Bay Packers don't do that. They've never taken a first-round wide receiver in the draft since Aaron Rodgers has been the quarterback, which is a wild concept. You would think that you would want to give your quarterback good receivers that you draft in the first round, but they don't.
If your quarterback's good enough, it don't matter.
It's true. He's a back-to-back MVP without a first-round wide receiver.
Well, yeah, but who else do they have on the team?
Some good players.
Oh.
But we're going to... My favorite pick was their third pick, which is the highest I've gone. Pick 34 overall, North Dakota State wide receiver Christian Watson. This is right about where he was supposed to go. I think we might have made this pick, actually.
Who was it?
Packers, Christian Watson. Do you see Christian Watson on there? Maybe not.
Of course, I changed the picture right away. Christian Watson from North Dakota State. He went to the Patriots.
Oh, damn. So
I was excited because I used to I think it was North Dakota State I used to live next to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I like Christian Watson, man. Big, athletic receiver. Going to come in to an offense that doesn't really have any weapons around Aaron Rodgers, and he's automatically going to be one of the best receivers on that team. Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a real affinity for rookie receivers, so I don't think he puts up huge numbers this season, but should be stellar after this year and beyond, as long as Aaron Rodgers is still the quarterback there. Houston Texans' favorite pick here, Florida running back Dameon Pierce, pick 107 overall. This is another team like the Lions that just, I think when we did the draft, it actually said every position at position of need. There wasn't a position on the field that the Houston Texans didn't need help at. Dameon Pierce I can see as a starting running back in this league. I think that's incredible at 107 overall. Indianapolis Colts, Virginia tight end Jelani Woods at 73 overall. 6'7", 230 pounds, something like that. Just a freak of an athlete at tight end.
Yeah.
Is going to give their new quarterback Matt Ryan a giant target to throw to down the field. And yeah, to take him 73 overall, I think he was the second tight end taken. I really like that pick. Jacksonville Jaguars. I am sticking with the first round guy for this guy because he was my favorite player in this draft. Utah linebacker Devin Lloyd, number 27 overall. Where do we have Devin Lloyd going?
Devin Lloyd, 11
to the Washington Commanders. Yeah, we were a little off on that. 27 overall. Devin Lloyd, I watched a lot of tape on him, obviously, because he played for Utah. I watched every game that he played this season. Is a stud. 27, I think, is a steal for Devin Lloyd, who I know the inside linebacker position is kind of devalued in today's NFL. You don't see guys going super high, but Devin Lloyd's going to come in and be one of the best players on that defense day one for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kansas City Chiefs, I don't like to compliment the Kansas City Chiefs really ever, but we're going to go with Western Michigan wide receiver Skye Moore. They took him at 54 overall. I know that they had a lot of meetings with Skye Moore. They really liked Skye Moore coming out into the draft. Really thought that he might be a first-round guy. To get him at 54 overall, to be that replacement for Tyreek Hill, I think is good value for the Chiefs there, obviously.
We picked him at 26.
26 to the...
Skye Moore to Titans.
Damn. We were off on that one. We aren't good at this, guys. I'm sorry.
I am.
I fried both.
Las Vegas Raiders, another team I don't like to compliment a whole lot. But we'll go with LSU defensive tackle Neil Farrell Jr. at 126 overall. Again, a guy that I mocked right around this range, that 115 range to Denver. I liked him a lot. I think at 126, he's going to come in and be a good rotational piece on that line for the Raiders. A team where you're going to need a good defensive line to match up with these quarterbacks that are playing in this division. Los Angeles Chargers, my last team that I don't really like to compliment a whole lot. All these AFC West teams back to back to back. Georgia guard Jamari Sailor at 195. I don't know why he dropped. I'm guessing there was some kind of health concern there because I had him going in a couple drafts at pick 64 to Denver just because he has position versatility. I think he played at least 39 snaps at every single position on the offensive line when he played for Georgia. I'm guessing there was some kind of condition, like some kind of medical condition. I don't know for sure what it was. But at 195, that's a dude that could come in and start for the Chargers right off the bat. Los Angeles Rams. Mainly because I like the name, we're going to go South Carolina State cornerback Kirby Durant at 142 overall. I don't know a whole lot about Durant. I do know that they need some help at cornerback outside of Jalen Ramsey. They're pretty deplete in the secondary. So hopefully to Kirby Durant, they didn't have a pick until 104. So obviously they didn't get anybody high up on the board. But the Kirby Durant I do like quite a bit. Miami Dolphins, another team. They only had 4 picks in the entire draft. Georgia linebacker Channing Tindall at 102 overall. Kind of overshadowed by the other Georgia receivers, Nakobe Dean, who fell far into this draft. I'm sure that he's going to get talked about here in a minute. And Quay Walker, who went to the Packers in the first round. But Channing Tindall is a good linebacker at 102 overall. I mean, for a Miami team that didn't have a lot of picks, good value there. Minnesota Vikings made a couple trades. They had pick 12, traded back with the Lions to 32, picked up some extra picks. I really do like the pick of North Carolina running back Ty Chandler at 169 overall, just to come in and be that backup guy to Dalvin Cook. Obviously, Dalvin Cook is the starter there in Minnesota, so he's not going to be taking away his job, but just a good, valuable piece to keep in case Dalvin Cook gets hurt like he has in the past. New England Patriots had a weird draft. They drafted an offensive guard at 29 overall, Cole Strange. This got laughed at by a lot of people, but I mean, Bill Belichick's a smart football mind. I'm not going to doubt him if he likes Cole Strange enough to take him the first round. Who am I to say that he's wrong? But my favorite pick was Houston cornerback Marcus Jones at 85 overall. Little small, probably more of a slot corner in the NFL, but a really good returner. I think he returned 6 punts and kicks for touchdowns last season at Houston, so I like that pick quite a bit. We got to be getting pretty close to being done if I'm in the end. So New Orleans Saints, I'm going to go with, they did not make a lot of picks. I'm going to go with their second pick in the first round. This is going to be the second time I do this. Northern Iowa offensive tackle Trevor Penning. They lost their starting left tackle to the Miami Dolphins this offseason. So Trevor Penning is going to come in there and automatically compete for that job. He's a little bit raw, but definitely has the tools and the physicality to be a starting left tackle in the league. He's going to get that shot. New York Giants. Cincinnati linebacker Darian Bieber is at 182 overall. I talked about this guy. I know I talked about this guy on a mock draft one. I think I mocked him somewhere in that mock draft. But Darian Beavers may not be the best tackler as far as a linebacker in this draft, but a really good cover guy as far as covering tight ends and stuff like that. So he's going to immediately come in and do that for the New York Giants. And to get him at 182 overall, I love that. I kept seeing him drop that. I kept getting pissed. This was one of the players that I kept getting mad about. Denver would pick. They picked it 162 overall, and I wanted them to take him. They didn't. And then their next pick wasn't until like 206. So I was like, all right, let's see if he falls. Finally gets taken at 182. It sucks, but I'm glad that he at least got picked up. I do like Darren Beavers a lot. The Jets, I think, had one of the best drafts in the entire NFL. They had 3 picks in the first round. They traded back in to get Jermaine Johnson at 26. They also took Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. Like we said, Zach got that one right with Garrett Wilson. Where do we have Sauce Gardner going? 3?
Saucy.
It would be... just look up Gardner. Ahmad Gardner.
Oh, Ahmad Gardner. We had to go at 12 to the Vikings.
To the Vikings, Jesus. But one pick that I really do like was their second round pick, Iowa State running back Breece Hall. Debatably the best running back in the entire draft. They did take a running back last year, so I didn't fully understand this pick, but I think it'll be a nice compliment, a nice 1-2 punch for the Jets there, who improved a lot during the draft. Philadelphia Eagles, this is what I was just talking about. Georgia linebacker Nakobe Dean. I know that he kind of fell. He went 83 overall. I know a lot of people are mocking him to go into the first round. So he just kept falling and falling. Even the draft guys on the TV were super confused as to why he kept going. Nakobe Dean at 83 overall. I know that he's a little bit undersized to play inside linebacker in the NFL. But I do like this pick a lot for the Eagles. He's smart. Everything that I've read about him, he just has this great football mind. And if he can come in and be an instant impact player at 83, which he should be, that's an absolute steal for the Eagles, who, again, had another one of the good drafts this year. Patriots, Steelers, like I said, Kenny Pickett, they took the first quarterback in the draft at 20 overall. The one that I'm going to mention is Memphis wide receiver Calvin Austin III. They got him at 138. I know Zach was at the draft with me. One of our friends that was there, DJ, He's a huge Steelers fan. He was okay. He would have been okay with the Steelers taking Calvin Austin in the first round at pick 20. I thought that was a little bit too high, but to get him at 138, I know that he's got to be ecstatic. Just a fast, good, speedy wide receiver to pair along with Kenny Pickett and George Pickens, who he took in the second. San Francisco 49ers, Penn State cornerback Tariq Castro-Fields at 221 overall. Again, I don't know why he dropped. I had him going much higher. I saw a lot of people have him going much higher. I don't know about the injury concerns, stuff like that. Obviously, I don't have that kind of background, but Tariq Castro-Fields could come in and play snaps first day on the field for the Niners. Seattle Seahawks also had a good draft. They decided to get rid of Russell Wilson. One of the reasons Russell Wilson didn't like playing there is because they never drafted offensive linemen. As soon as Russell Wilson leaves, they draft 2 offensive linemen in the first 72 picks. So I think that's a little funny. But my favorite pick, mainly because of his name, Cincinnati cornerback Kobe Bryant at 109 overall. He was named after Kobe Bryant, the basketball star. Rest in peace. I like Kobe Bryant a lot. I think that he was overshadowed a lot by Ahmad Sauce Gardner in Cincinnati, but is a solid cornerback. I like him a lot for the Seahawks. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's go with Washington tight end Cade Otton, pick 106 overall. You don't really know if Rob Gronkowski is going to come back and play football. Everything that I've seen shows that he is. He just doesn't want to do off-season workouts and stuff like that, so he'll come back closer to when the season starts. But to get Cade Otton to back him up and learn from Gronkowski before Gronkowski retires, I think is a smart move. Tennessee Titans, like I said, trading away A.J. Brown was a bit of a head-scratcher. And again, I'm gonna talk about another first-round guy. This is the third time. Arkansas wide receiver Treylon Burks. I know that trading away A.J. Brown wasn't the smartest move, but I like Treylon Burks a lot, man. When he got picked up, I talked to a lot of the guys at the table about it quite a bit. Hunts boar in his free time with his hands on a knife. Has beautiful eyes. I don't know why I kept bringing that up, but it's a true fact. And is just a massive human being. He's a good replacement for A.J. Brown. Obviously, he's not going to be to the talent level of A.J. Brown is because A.J. Brown's been a veteran in this league. But should be able to, in a couple years, be that good replacement for A.J. Brown. Just one team left, the Washington Commanders. We're going to go with North Carolina quarterback Sam Howell, going at 144. Did we have Sam Howell on there?
I'm sorry.
I don't know if we did. He would have been.
We had him going at 24.
The Steelers.
The Steelers, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, the quarterbacks were just so weird in this draft. To see Sam Howell drop to 144, they kept bringing it up during the draft. You know, that second and third round, you're really looking for guys that can come in and be instant starters on your team. If you don't think a quarterback's good enough to take in the first round, you'll wait until later in the draft to take him. So he goes at 144. He's just going to back up Carson Wentz this season, but could obviously be a good replacement for him. I think that there were a lot of teams that had some good drafts. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of draft grades, just because, I mean, again, just like mock drafts, they're going to be wrong most of the time. Because you don't know, you'll have players that come in the league that don't care about football. They just want to get paid, and you're going to notice that early on in their careers that you thought were going to be really good. You'll have a lot of guys who went in the 6th or 7th round that you're like, who the fuck is this guy that's going to blow up? Tom Brady, I know the NFL says it all the time, but Tom Brady was picked 199 in the draft. And now he's arguably one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Not arguably. He's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. So, yeah, I don't like giving draft grades. Maybe that's something that I'll start doing. We'll, like, revisit draft classes. I can give draft grades on something that happened a couple years ago. I feel more comfortable doing that. I'm all 259 rookies that got drafted, all of the undrafted free agents that got picked up. Congratulations. This is such a huge moment, and that's one of my favorite things to watch in the draft, especially in the first couple rounds. You get to see those guys at home with their family and friends, and everybody just gets to celebrate that moment. And no matter what happens, I mean, you could get injured and not play another snap in the league, but that moment is something that you're going to remember forever, signing that first contract with an NFL team. So congratulations to all 300 and, probably 80 to 400 players that are now playing for an NFL franchise. That's super, super cool. If I did have to pick a winner, obviously I'm going to be a homer here. I'm going to say the Broncos won the draft. Nobody else had a better draft than Denver. But yeah, it was a fun weekend. Like I said, this is the craziest draft I've ever watched for sure. So that's about it for the sports section. I do kind of like this with the main podcast doing this like game in there. You did one for the movies episode. Aaron's been doing one the last couple weeks for the video games episode. I want to come up with a better one, but for this week I am going to steal Aaron's idea of 20 questions.
I'm out.
And we're going to go with WWE superstars. I am going to make it somebody that you guys know. So obviously I'm not going to make it hard. But Gavin, we'll start with you. WWE superstar 20 questions.
You gotta keep track of our
Questions. Probably not a bad
in case
idea.
we need to refer to them.
Okay. Does this include the divas?
Yep, that's something you'll have to ask.
Okay.
So it's just
Is-
WWE.
Is it a diva?
It is not.
Were they part of the Shield?
No.
Are they still wrestling in WWE within the last year or upcoming?
Yes, within the last year.
Does he drink beer?
It's not the Shield.
He does not drink. Well, he has never drank beer on a program.
Oh, okay.
I
So
just-
it's not
okay.
Stone Cold.
Okay.
That's what I was
And it's not Dean Ambrose.
We got through one round, and two of my guesses were gone.
Zach.
So Zach.
Is he a more famous heel? Or already asked him.
No.
Has he gone by more than one persona?
Yes.
More than one persona.
And he's
Is his brother?
he's wrestled within the last year.
There's a really specific one right there. Is it? Is his brother Gold Dust?
No.
Damn it!
Did he usually have somebody talk for him?
Not usually, but he has had people talk for him. What's that called? Manager.
Did he debut in the last 10 years?
No.
He said he did. He mentioned that he had wrestled in the past year, so it's definitely not dead.
Not yet. We got next weekend.
If he's still here. But he's wrestled in the last year.
Is he white?
He is white.
Damn. That would have helped.
I know. I was,
Had he not been.
I was like, don't get me wrong. There's actually a lot of colored wrestlers.
There are.
Like a lot. Like they have really good representation. They really have for a long time. But
Yeah. But
Wow.
still not as many.
no.
Take it home, Zach.
We're not getting this.
I don't think so.
You guys should absolutely get this.
I asked, have they wrestled in the last year? And I'm like, I don't know who's all wrestled in the last year. That doesn't help me.
Were they at WrestleMania this year?
That could help.
Were they at WrestleMania?
Did they actively wrestle at WrestleMania?
They did not wrestle at WrestleMania.
There goes all my guesses.
So who was there that didn't wrestle?
Wait.
Stone Cold, but he drank a lot of beers.
And he also wrestled.
Oh, that's true.
He kicked Kevin Owens' ass.
That was a really.
I got my
good
next
fight.
question.
That fight was so damn
Has
good.
he driven a motorcycle in one of his personas?
Yes, he has.
Okay.
I think I know.
Has he wrestled in the last year? Damn.
I don't know. That's the one I'm trying to think
Okay,
about. I
'cause
was trying to think that.
That's what ruled him out for me. But
But
now,
I-
now I know where we're at. Because he was there but did not wrestle. Now I know who it
I
is.
get really specific, or
All right.
I'd just take it home.
what if I'm wrong?
So here,
I just figured it out. Yeah.
I was like,
Here, I'll make sure. Here, I'll give you. I'll let Zach do it because I don't want to take the blame for it.
I'll take the blame.
If
Is it The Undertaker?
It is the other.
Okay.
Damn.
I was gonna ask if he uses graves. In his
The
mojo.
wrestling the last year, though, really made me think
That's what
it
I'm trying
wasn't
to-
him. But when Zach's question of, was he at WrestleMania?
And you were like,
Yeah! And I was like, oh, that's
oh,
Undertaker.
wait.
But I do not think he's wrestled in the last year. But I could be wrong.
See, my next question was
You would
gonna
know
be-
better than me. 'Cause
My
I
next
haven't watched
question was going to
everything.
be, do we usually make jokes about his entrance being 20 minutes long?
Yes, we do.
We should play WWE again and just have us all beat Undertaker again. Undertaker just hit Undertaker.
Which one? Oh no, the Undertaker will never survive this.
Yeah, I just don't know when he last wrestled.
Yeah, I don't either, and I can't find it. But
Cool. Well, I'm glad we got there. Because I did not think we were for a minute.
How many questions?
that was 13.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
on easy mode, though.
I want to switch it up. So like I won't always do the 20 questions because I know that's your thing. So I do like we did it on the old podcast where it was just me, Zach, and Gavin. We did that spelling bee thing. I think that would be really funny.
It's entertaining.
There are some good sports names out there for me to have you guys spell. We might do some just random, easier sports trivia. But yeah, I do like ending with a game.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said at this top, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you're new. We're dropping a lot of episodes. I'm done saying daily, but we're dropping a lot of episodes. We got a lot of content out there. I think we started in November. I think we've already published something like 77 episodes or something, which is crazy. Yeah. So thank you guys to anybody that watched. Hit that subscribe button, share, let your friends know if you enjoyed anything. Let us know for sure down in the comments. Let me know what your favorite pick was for your favorite team. Let me know who won the draft. Let me know who you're rooting for in the playoffs. And it is time to
Split!